You can have the greatest skills in the world. And in fact, we find this with many, many people. But nobody knows you because you're not positioned properly. The world doesn't understand who you are. In fact, most of our positioning is very unclear. Going back to clarity again, most of our positioning is very unclear. So we need to start positioning ourselves much more strongly. And we're going to start with just 2 or 3 things in this module. We're going to keep this simple. Stuff that you can do inside of the week of watching this module. And in fact, hopefully, stuff that can be done inside of a few hours. And we'll get to that. Let's look at the very first thing that happens when somebody wants to find out who you are or find out more about you. Guess what they do? They Google you. And unless you've got really good search engine optimization, then most likely the first thing they're going to come across is LinkedIn. Now, they're probably going to go to LinkedIn before they go to your own website. Why is that? Because they don't trust your website. Why don't they trust it? Because you wrote the copy for it. And you are making it look like a big sizzle reel for you. They know that. So therefore, LinkedIn, there's a pro forma to that. They understand that. They understand how everybody's profile looks the same. So let's go see what this new expert is doing that I've come across by checking them out on LinkedIn. So for most of you, here are just 6 tips for you to help you with your LinkedIn profile. Now, if you can access the document that goes with this video, I would suggest that you definitely download that and go into a lot more detail than simply what we're going to do here. But here are 6 simple tips that will overnight improve you on LinkedIn and make your positioning so much greater. Firstly is your photo. Don't have a photo you took yourself, have a professional photo done. Don't have the photo that you chose out of the professional shots. Have a photo that some people who know you well and who understand your energy actually choose. Ask 10 people to choose one of 3 photos that you put up there and get them to choose the right photo for you. And ask them, I want you to choose the photo that makes me look like an expert, but approachable, or however you want to see yourself. In your photo, you have to be looking at the camera. Psychology 101. Photos where you're not looking at the camera break down trust. People wonder subconsciously, why is they not looking at the photo? Photos where you're looking at the camera build trust. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Now, many of you listening to this will be speakers. Avoid your LinkedIn photo being something of you on stage. No one cares. If you're a speaker, we know you're a speaker. You can do that in your banner. That's much better to do it there, but your LinkedIn photo should be a clear photo of yourself. So let's go to your banner. Your banner should be constantly changing. And it doesn't mean every week or even every month, but several times in the year, your banner will change depending on what you want to market. And that goes the same for your titles as well. I know Lundy Jack, my partner who runs the Worldwide Business Intelligence Group, constantly changes her LinkedIn wording depending on what she wants to represent out of her group of intellectual property at that point in time. I tend to leave my wording pretty much the same, and we'll have a look at my LinkedIn banner in a minute, or certainly the top of it, but I definitely do change my banner quite a bit, okay? Then, number 3, make sure people can access samples of your work on your LinkedIn. So is there a document there? Can they download your corporate brochure? Can they download a video of you talking? Can they access some content that you've put up there? Make sure that there's blogs, content, and that it's relatively regular as well. Okay, and I do say relatively regular because I'm assuming that unless you've got the money to pay for a full social media person to go out there and blast out, like we do, 42, I think it is, posts a week, then you will basically be trying to keep top of mind by really good content on a semi-regular basis. Make sure that your experience is the right experience. I don't want to know that you had a part-time job at Dunkin' Donuts when you were 17. That's irrelevant unless you're now in the donut business. But I do want to know that you have had the last 3 jobs, how long your business has been, what your business actually does, what you're responsible for, all of that sort of stuff. I want to make sure that your experience is right so I can understand in a minute whether to engage you or not. And strangely, people make the exact opposite. They cloud what their experience is hoping in vain that people will go, oh, this person looks all right. I guess I better ask them what their experience is and make sure it's right. Nobody's going to go to that trouble. You're much better being clear up from front. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Make sure your testimonials and people have endorsed your experiences as well. I can't tell you how many LinkedIn profiles I go to, and the person may say that they're an IT consultant, but they've been endorsed for things like team building or something like that. It makes no sense to me. I'm never going to hire them. I'm never going to work with them as an IT consultant. And of course, with testimonials and with endorsements also goes awards. Any relevant awards that you have won is very, very important to have up on your LinkedIn profile. So let's have a quick look at my LinkedIn profile here, just the top of it. My banner is there for the launch of my Conscious Leadership book. It's now launched. I'm going to leave that banner there for a little while because I still want people to be reminded of that over the next couple of months. So it's probably going to stay for 3 months after launch. It's very clear who I am. By the way, you notice that I've got 5 stars in there. Now, LinkedIn don't give you the option to put in stars. These were cut and pasted in and as icons. Why? Because visually now your psychological rep-u-meter thing at the back of your head goes, this guy is a 5-star guy, only works with 5-star people. So it immediately gives you a 5-star appearance. Now, I'm not saying every one of you should put 5 stars in, not at all. Lundy has planes and trains and things and ships and that because she has worldwide business intelligence. So often it's all little other insignatures that are go in there. But having a little icon of favicon in there is really great. As you can see there, I've got my titles. I use my main title there, but also out of the many things I do, I've chosen 2 other things. Founder Conscious Leadership Movement. So I'm really making a statement there about conscious leadership, and publisher Lead Magazine. So there's 2 very bold statements there, and that's probably all you need to do. If you want to have a look at a great LinkedIn profile as an example, go to the bottom, go to LinkedIn, type in Lundy Jack, you'll see her down the bottom there. Her LinkedIn profile has been used by 2 of the world's top LinkedIn trainers as how to do LinkedIn. So don't look at my profile per se as being one of the best. I copied Lundy as well. So look at what she is doing and you'll have a really great way to position yourself as an expert. Next, does your website get to the point straight away, or is it a rambling self-promotion? I resisted the urge to put on 2 or 3 websites that I quickly researched in my hometown, not even people I know. All I did was type in business coach, and I resisted the urge to put down what they're writing there, but really just rambling garbage. And you have to know that when somebody's checking you out, they'll go to your LinkedIn profile, they'll probably go to your website. You want them to be absolutely clear about what it is. Now, the other day I was researching somebody, and this person basically works with summits online. So I clicked on their website and I want to show you what appeared and what was on my screen, because this is one of the best I've seen to illustrate my point. So I went to their website, I clicked on it, and it literally said this: we handpick world-class entrepreneurs and marketing experts to reveal their #1 tactic. 400 plus hand-picked mentors. These people represent some of the sharpest minds on the planet, and we've persuaded them to teach you the latest and most powerful marketing strategies for dramatically increasing your lead, sales, revenue, and profit. Is that not the clearest thing you've ever seen? So I can choose in a nanosecond whether I'm going to engage with this or not engage. And I have to tell you, I engaged with it, and I spent quite a lot of time on the site and did some of their stuff that they wanted me to as well. Why? Because it was really, really clear. So now let's have a look at just some tips on websites. Firstly is you want to have the emotional value in there. Now, this website here, which strangely enough is a stock photo. I didn't put this here. This is an actual stock photo, but I love it. That's why I used it. And the stock photo literally says, oh, it's a website for some random made-up person called Ben. I design and develop experiences that make people's lives simple. Emotional value. Experiences, that's emotional, and simplicity gives you an emotional feeling. So what's the outcome? Okay, that's the next thing. I want the outcome of working with you needs to be on your website really up front and center. So I want to know what the emotional value is, and I want to know what the outcome of working with you. You know, very simply, I love a friend and client of ours. One of our clients, in fact, has a website that basically it tracks in real time. It says, we average 56.2% growth in our clients' businesses over a 12-month period, and they update that every month. So it's fantastic. They have a rolling 12 months underneath that, which is just fantastic. So you get the outcome straight away. I want to know social proof when I go to your website. Did you just make up all this rubbish, or is there really something there? So, for instance, how many followers do you have? How long have you been doing this? What degrees do you have? What other skills and experience do you have? Who's talking about you? What are the testimonials that are up there? Video testimonials, or at least testimonials with photos, or maybe audio testimonials. Then, what's the call to action? Okay, I've seen your site. Is it like reading a book where I put it down and it's all done? Or do you want me to do something now? So where's your call to action? Where's your click? Where's your buy this? Where's your that? And then how we work. I want to know the A to Z of how you are going to work with me. If you can capture that, whether you have a lead page or your own fundamental website, if you can capture that, you are going to really start flying when it comes to getting clarity in your positioning and positioning yourself brilliantly. So now here's what I want you to do. This is your exercise. I want you to spend just 3 hours, and you don't have to do it today, of course, but I want you to diarize 3 hours in the next week where you are going to review and align your LinkedIn site and your website with these tips. If you do this, you will have a fantastic outcome from our positioning video. So at some stage in the next week, please diarize it. Spend 3 hours reviewing and aligning your LinkedIn websites with these tips. So that's all about positioning. We will see you in the next module.